Well, I've just done it. I just figured it out what's going on with that Comer character, the RNC chairman, Republican National Committee, how he made the most money for them drawn in, so he gets to be the guy that signs things. Oh, I got that wrong. Remember before, I told you I worked with the mentally handicapped and vocationally challenged and such. And what I noticed was there were people that are Down syndrome people in there. And when they were at a table, they didn't have work. They would color, they'd draw, they'd write, they'd do whatever. And at one point I noticed I saw every one of the Downies, the Down syndrome people in the room at the same time. It was like, boom, it drew it out like one of those pictures. You touch on it and it takes out all the invaluable material and you just see what's there. They were all left-handed. And I said, oh. And I brought up this consideration. Were Neanderthals left-handed naturally? And I found nothing to support my idea. But then when I went to this one place to work, there was a guy there and he had the bull neck and he just, but he was smartest Downy ever met. Like a goddamn genius is the way I see it. You see, I see Down syndrome people as being that latent gene coming out from all the time the Homo sapiens were raping all the fucking Neanderthals. And so there it comes out. And I watched this guy for the longest time. I've seen him before living in public and working in gas stations and things like that. There are some of them, you just look at him and say, that's a Down syndrome guy. I've seen them all over the world. It's a species. It's not just black or white or anything like that. It's a species because there are Chinese Downies, there are French Downies. I see them on trains through the countryside, and you say, oh, but I watched this guy for the longest time. I say, he's a fucking Downy, I know it. And the very first time I saw him write, there he went. He's fucking left-handed. Gotcha. I knew it. He's doing just fine. Doing better than me. That's the way I look at these things. You can't call people mentally handicapped or retarded or anything like that if they're doing better than you, because you're just putting yourself down somehow. You got to cover your ass for your next job interview. No, I'm not retarded at all. That's my one of my qualifying statements when they say, what do you think are some of the best things about you? I'm not retarded at all. But so, I tell you these things, I go back and I say, I'm convinced that Down syndrome people are an emerging, latent, whatever. When a woman's over 40 and she gets pregnant, she's more likely to have a Down syndrome child. It's because, well, they're strong. They're stronger than we are smart. So once we get beyond 40, we're supposed to be quitting this shit. And that's when they come back. And that's when you've got a 30-year-old walking around with a couple 80-year-olds going, yeah. They're just so loving. If you can just keep them from raping their mother, something like that. You know, like a good dog, they love you. They're just, it's a reward, it's a pleasure. But I watched James Comer signing some paperwork, that RNC guy, and I looked, and there he is, left-handed. I didn't even know. I was trying to figure out why it is he's not qualified to be part of the leadership of these United States and part of the world until just then when I saw him signing that paper for a subpoena for that Biden character's kid. I saw him the other day go, he doesn't know how to react to things, but he was signing it and he's left-handed. James Comer is a Downy.